day behind you, good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
And welcome to Talk of the Tavern. It is Monday. What are we in? July 29th, I think. Let's pull up
I
an
didn't
opening.
even hear the music.
I know, that's because you couldn't. Yeah. Okay. That's not what I wanted. I needed the quote. We'll pull up a quote for our opening toast and we'll do some introductions. So, your success and happiness lies in you. Resolve to keep happy. And your joy and you shall form an invisible host against difficulties. We lost Chris on my video.
Oh,
I see him.
Oh, I see Chris.
Okay, guys, let me explain one more time. If I can't see it on mine, they can't see it. But if you'd be kind enough to reset your camera real quick for me, Chris, I would appreciate that. That way, everybody gets to see you. Thank you. It's So, here's to the keep your successes and happiness in you. Okay, let's start with Elizabeth for introductions, please.
Well, good evening, everybody. And tonight I'm doing, my chiropractor is an exceptional chiropractor and brought back beer from Baltimore. Tonight I'm drinking National Bohemian Beer.
Well, that's better than
Lovely
Natty
little
Bo.
Yeah, it's a lovely little lager.
It's much
It's,
better than
I think
rat
we
ass
can-
beer.
Probably. I think we could have a lovely conversation throughout the evening.
Huh.
And as always, wada. And tonight, wada with a little bit of Gatorade Zero.
Hey,
Cheers.
Gary. How are you, Gary?
What up, Gary?
Hi, Gary.
The rat ass beer was just a comment on the weekend's tweets, that's all. Let's introduce Chris next, please.
Hello, I'm Chris. I'm drinking water out of a moose glass. I don't know if you can see the etched moose,
Yes.
but he's
I see
there.
legs. Legs on your ice.
Yep.
Mm.
Excellent. Next, Ed.
What up, people? I'm here. I'm drinking Gentleman Jack stuff. Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Oh. And last but not
And I'm
least,
foggy, but anyway.
you're foggy?
Yeah.
How's
On
that?
Twitch?
Oh, yeah, I know. It's the internet thing.
Yeah.
If it keeps up, I'll just cut off the stream, reboot the internet, and then restart the whole thing in a few minutes after that. Andrea, care to introduce yourself, dear?
Not really, but hi. Drinking some tea from Sonic and knitting. That's so exciting.
Joey's here.
Joey!
Joey, welcome back. How'd your convention go this weekend? I think there was some exciting people there or something like that. Let's see here. I have, I don't know, cigar and bourbon today. Anybody have any good highlights from the past 7 days?
Me.
What do you got, Ed?
Me.
You are a good highlight.
I got this awesome, probably can't see it because I'm foggy, asshole merit badge from my hat. Thank you guys, appreciate that.
That's all,
You know
Andrea.
me. And had some issues with my hand from the accident. It's broken also.
Oh.
So.
Aw.
Wah, wah.
Did they scan the rest of you also just to make sure there's not more?
No.
But by the way, it seems the raccoon has followed Ed to Talk of the Tavern, so if anybody types in RAR,
Fucker.
he gets very violent
That's-
and he attacks Ed.
He throws things.
He does.
Oh, that's so sad.
But you can also pet them, play with them, feed them. What about you, Elizabeth? Any highlights this week?
I had a phenomenal highlight. I slammed some money down and I got a chair for tall people. And it's the most comfortable chair I have ever had and owned. And I don't feel like it's going to break when I sit down on it. And it's fantastic. And I highly recommend anyone to get it. And it's so wide, it's even wider than my bum. You guys see nervous. I'm not falling off or spilling over it. And the armrest can go all the way up or down. It's fantastic. That's the major highlight of my week. It's incredibly comfortable.
Do you want to tell us maybe the brand or where you got it? That way when you recommend it, people can go,
Yeah. The brand is. One moment, please.
Drum roll.
It's called Real Space, but for a second I thought it was Rear Space.
Uh-huh.
It's called
Oh,
Big
yeah.
and Tall Chair, but I got it at Office Depot, and I think it's still on sale. It was over $80 off, so
Nice.
it was like $250, $230. I mean, we got to put some money down. But normally, throughout my entire life, when I sit in a chair, the lumbar hits me below my hips. And I'm like, oh.
Uh-huh.
So, this one hits me where my lumbar curve is.
Psychedelic.
It's totally
We
cool.
are.
The other cool thing was I got to see two different praying mantis. One was a very light tan, and one was a very tiny, small green one. Completely different days. And on Saturday, when I was overworking, I ran into the fawn in the yard, and he decided. I saw him, and he didn't know where I was. The crows were trying to tell him all I did was lay down, and when I was laying down on my back relaxing, I was below all the vegetation, so he couldn't see me. And when I popped up, he's in the middle of the yard, his little ears trying to find me. And I just went out to the street to get some more pine needles. And he decided to make a bolt for it, but it was kind of not a terrified bolt, more like I'm young and look at me. And he's leaping and really high. And he's maybe 15 feet away. And he runs across the street to my neighbor's house. But what he doesn't realize is a maintenance guy is over there. And you see this fawn skip along the pavement, clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, and then do the oh shit maneuver, clip clop back, oh shit, she's still there, and then clip clop in another direction. It's like teenagers. It was fun. It's just...
Okay, guys,
Yeah.
give me a second. I'm going to
So there-
reset my call. One moment, please. Okay, for everybody viewing, there is internet issues tonight. I can make them individually reset their cameras, as you saw earlier, or I could just reset mine, which resets the whole call.
Chris, I should give Chris this beer. It will heal him.
Oh, about
Reach through
that.
the screen.
You never know. You never.
Chris?
It's Natty Bo. It won't.
No, I won't.
Care to
I just never had it.
Really? I'm not a fan of Natty Bo. But
Well, I wouldn't go out and intentionally, look for it. But
at least it's not a Natty Light. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's
That would be a
definitely
natty
lawn
no.
mowing. Natty-o, natty-o. It's a lawnmower beer, but it's yummy. Not so bad. Oh, and I found the biggest shit I've ever seen in my yard, and I'll post pictures when I get my phone. And I couldn't tell; it was so big that
How big
how
was
big was it?
even the mice are hunchback. I'm crawling on my hands and knees, picking up all these weeds, and I run into the shit pile. And all I can think is, oh God, I hope there's not a bear when I look up, because they've found
No, it's just
black bear have invaded Smithfield now. So it's that time. And it wasn't apparently. So all my friends I've showed it to, they both have voted that it's a bull deer. So we'll see.
So did you
I
pick it
took
up and
my
be like, what is this?
But
Well, it
deer
didn't
have little-
taste like deer.
Look what I almost stepped in.
I took my glove off as a reference and took a picture, and I remember thinking, whatever this is, their sphincter is much bigger than mine.
Now,
So those are my high points. And I reached a new level of exhaustion, and I'm a little concerned that I might have kind of hurt myself on Saturday, so I don't know what to do. So I'm just trying to take it easy, but I think heat stroke has gotten the better of me, so I'm not sure. So anybody out there have any suggestions how to recover? Please let me know. I look at Andrea's breasts. Okay.
we all do.
Oh.
Chris, what were the highlights of your week?
Well, I'm on vacation, so that's exciting. And we were in Franklin, North Carolina at a gem show and facetors convention. And I bought lots of cool rocks, lots of fossils, lots and lots of fossils, and got more fossils today. That was exciting. Yeah. And then now we're at my parents' place in Georgia. It's very exciting.
You sound so excited.
Well, you know, my mom tried to poison me at dinner, so
If she really wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
well, that's an accurate statement.
Just slightly dead.
Mostly dead. So, yeah,
Okay,
that was my week.
what about you, Andrea?
Got a tomato off my plants.
Hey.
So excited.
Thanks, Ed.
It wasn't rotted and it riped and it was lovely. That's the highlight of my week.
Cool. Was it good?
Travis.
Well, in the
He
beginning
ate
of the
it.
week, I made some Indian rice, some rice with some tiki masala sauce, and everybody's camera just went out. Give me a second, I'll just reset the whole thing. If this continues, though, we'll fix it.
Oh, look at my oh Ed, that's awesome.
Yeah, isn't it though? Impressive.
There we go. Now everybody shuffles back into places.
Thanks,
Okay.
Skype.
Yeah, but basically I had this tiki masala rice and I made some fried rice out of it and put the tomato in that. So it worked
Yeah,
out
you
okay.
did.
Other than that, Andrew, you got any other highlights for your week?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But pumpkin vines are growing. I have
they
lots
are.
of tomatoes. Yeah, they are. I have lots more tomatoes blooming. You know what I found out? I went to buy some more seeds. They got rid of all the seeds.
They
They just
threw-
threw them out. The stores throw them out because I'm like, people are still planting. I wanted more stuff. Very disappointed. That's not a highlight. That's just, I'm like, oh, I wanted to plant
now-
more stuff.
Does that really grind your gears?
Yeah, it does. What happened in your week, Travis? What's your highlight?
Oh, first of all, do you guys remember how many subscribers we had last Monday? I want to say we were up to our previous record or just before it. Is that correct?
13, I want to say.
Yeah.
I think we had 13 because you were like, we're one away from our record.
Well, we are currently up to 22.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, 3 of those are because Gary, Trin, and yourself, Ed, went to Tier 2, which I've never had anybody at Tier 2 till then, and I've still never had anybody at Tier 3. Tier 3, well, Tier 1 is $5, Tier 2 is $10, Tier 3 is $25. So I don't know if a Tier 3 is worth 5 sub points or just 3 sub points, but I'm hoping to find out one day. But yeah, once we hit 25 points, Elizabeth already has a new emote drawn for us that I will just put right in so anybody who subscribes gets to use these extra emotes. And if we hit the point after that, we already have one of our viewers who Chris gifted a subscription to. We could kind of thank Chris for, I think you've gifted 2
Yeah, we can.
subscriptions now, haven't you, Chris?
Yes.
And your own. So, yeah, I appreciate it, guys. There's
Yes.
Gary cheering. Why didn't it work? His,
What?
his cheer didn't work.
He put an exclamation point in the front.
Oh, just put cheer and a number all rammed together there, Gary. That'll do it. There you go. I never remember. I always used a little icons that click on the things. And
Nobody knows.
other
The
than that,
trouble I've seen.
since I worked the extra the week before, I decided I could be lazy. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that, man. Here's to you.
Cool,
I
Gary.
decided to be lazy, and I essentially wrote a book a day over the past week. But I took off work to do it. So I have currently 5 new books that has been edited by Tara, and that I just need to put the covers and publish them. And then another one I'll
Cool.
probably be writing tomorrow, which is 25 thoughts on cigar smoking. Or
25, not 27?
27. I'm tired. It's been
Oh,
a
you forgot
very
2
rough
of 'em.
day.
I know. The yard is
Aw.
beautiful, though.
Yeah, fuck you, yard.
Don't. That's how it grows.
Yeah, really.
Mm,
Multiply.
I seeded it.
Sorry about that. Did
No.
you finish it though?
No, and I'll tell more about that when we get to grinding gears topic. Tracy, how are you? Good to see you. I do want to thank everybody who is subscribing and maintaining those subscriptions. It means a lot to us, and it really helps us out. And then I also wanted to say, damn it, I swear I'll remember whatever this was a moment ago.
Janet.
We covered subscriptions. We covered. Oh, this was supposed to be a VS&M stream, a VIPs, subscribers, and moderator stream, but I forgot to change the setting right before we went live. So anybody who is watching who is not a VIP, a subscriber, or a moderator, normally you wouldn't be allowed in the damn place. But we love you so much, I screwed up and you can come in. But normally this is just for those who have always supported us, but we're glad to have you guys here hanging out with us. Even if it's the first time in the door, or you come in here all the time and just for whatever reason you're unable, or
You get the full preview tonight.
that's right. Ed will be grinding for us later. He won't be using a gear though.
I don't see nothing wrong. Oh, yeah, can't sing our other songs, can we?
Well,
No,
you can. Go ahead.
you can, and you can use all the words.
Mhm.
It's if the rest of us sing it, we've got to go all South Park on that one word. Do we have anything else for the intro? I think, don't forget to click the share button below your video preview or your video screen there where it says share. Invite your friends in to misbehave with all of us. Throwing bits is a great way to support us. To tell Ed he's funny, or Chris he is clever, or Elizabeth and Andrea they are beautiful and clever and funny and better than the rest of us. Right? Did I get that right?
Don't want to spend your cash on bits? You can watch the videos and get free bits to throw at us.
Or subscribe for free by using Amazon
with
Prime,
our
Twitch
Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's enough pimping, I guess. And anybody who, thank you, Tracy, appreciate your bits. I love it when that
Yes,
woman shows
we
me her
do.
biddies.
Show us your bits.
There's a shirt I want.
Oh,
It says, "Show me your
yeah.
kitty." I'm getting that shirt.
I did see 2 D&D shirts I want. One says she wants the D and D, and the other
I
one
like
has
that shirt.
the Scooby-Doo gang, but they're dressed up like the Dungeons and Dragons characters from the 80s Saturday morning cartoon.
Yes.
That's
I
it.
need that shirt.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
It's a $30 shirt with shipping. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's not that
Ouch.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I'm trying out that website $6 t-shirts. So I'll
Yeah.
let you know how the quality. I was going to do a big order because I was thinking it would be fun for school. They had a lot of T-shirts with interesting slogans, like some literary references. One of them I was thinking about getting was "Be kind." One said just peace. Little subliminal
Can
things
you
for
get
the
a Be Kind
evil.
Rewind shirt? 'Cause that's Oh, here's a fun fact.
Come
Earlier,
again!
earlier this
Mhm.
week, we had a television issue, so I went flipping through all my manuals looking for the manual for this TV. End of that story is I don't have that manual, but I did have two manuals for a VCR, a manual for a solid state TV, and my appliances for my previous house.
Of course you did.
Tracy, here's how you get free bits. Please feel free to buy some because Twitch has been out lately, but those right there are your instructions on how to get bits for free. That'll walk you through it step by step. Of course, once you click that icon, the box will pop up and cover all the things that is saying. So copy paste it somewhere. Anyhow, okay. Do we have anything else for the intro, or shall we go into the topic?
Let's go on in.
Excellent.
Chris is going to say Ed gripes his gears.
Maybe.
I don't know what to tell you, Tracy. It's I know you got to click the Get Bits button first. Once you click the Get Bits button, then there should be a watch ad option. But for
Well,
Chris and
wait.
myself, it's
Are you
been.
on your phone?
Oh, there is that.
It depends on if you're on your phone or on your computer.
I have no idea how to do it on my phone. I mean, besides go to
Hey,
Pornhub.com.
you're doing it on your phone.
Because on your phone, I don't even have the option to watch videos on my phone
They might
anymore.
have yanked it. They
Ye-
might have yanked it, yeah.
And I did update. So,
How
Oop.
rude.
The cat,
right?
the cat just walked across me, left fur, and then walked away. She's on a computer.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Toey, that's what I was saying, is the watch ads button is grayed out because they're out of bits, because they only have so many per day or per week or something like that. I wonder if it resets beginning of the month. That might be a possibility.
I think it's every day it does.
Well,
Because I Googled it one time to see.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
so that's one thing that bothers me is that, they don't distribute
Here
it
we
throughout
go.
the day. And really,
There's never enough bits to go around.
no, it grinds my gears. And they had that 1 day special for the first time you buy bits, you can get 1,000 for $1. They've never done that
What?
again. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
bastards.
Because I think I had got that.
There's John. We've
Hey,
been waiting
John,
for
what's
you.
up,
John.
dude?
He says every day, every day.
Every day.
Every day you're hustling?
Every day I'm shuffling.
Mm.
My day just got better.
That little raccoon is so friendly to most of us.
Yeah, bastard.
Oh no, Ed upset the raccoon. He ran away. No more raccoon. Oh, wait, he's back. Look how full that. Oh, there you go. And look how full that brandy jar is. Do you guys remember that one
Yes.
time where people just went goofy and they were trying to make it explode because the higher the bit you drop in it, the more the splash is?
Mm-hmm.
It went,
It was cool.
Yeah,
yeah, that was
That
fun.
was
I
fun.
clipped that one because that was just crazy. I wanted a little video of bits dropping in, and I asked everybody to, and they wouldn't stop. So like 8 minutes later, we were all smoking cigarettes and laying back, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. So
Rage bits.
look, every cheer makes his eyes tear. He said that. Anyhow,
Oh.
Chris, why don't you? Do you want to? Who wants to start us out? Who's got something? Oh, there it goes. Big splash coming. Big splash. There it goes. It's dropping the head.
God damn it, Ed.
Whoa. Someone's grinding their gears.
We've lost Chris.
They're grinding
Chris's camera
something.
disappeared
Did it?
on my screen. Remember?
Well, on Twitch, I still see it. That's why. It's that delay.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. You've at least got your little booble down there now. Boobly. So, who's got some gears to grind this week?
Okay, let me get my list.
Oh, she made a list.
God damn, a list.
All right. You know what really grinds my gears? This really grinds my gears.
Punchback Mike.
White
Okay.
will really grind mine.
I mean,
That's your stick shift, not
yeah,
your
we
gear.
do. I hate these like free app phases that we go through where everybody's got to get a free app, and then like the latest one is making yourself look old, right?
Yeah.
Now there's article upon article out there about how this free app is made by a Russian company, and how what they're really doing is getting your information, and to make matters worse, getting your facial profile information under their control. And yet people just do it. They just do it because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
And it's just so freaking narcissistic and self-fulfilling and just ridiculously like junior high. That's what really grinds my gears.
And then they're going to steal it and use your ID to go vote for Trump in the next election.
We can only hope. Our general manager sent out an email, or has changed his, he changed his like email signature at the bottom that says, before you use that whatever WhatsApp app or whatever the Face app is, make sure you fully read the what they're allowed to do with it, because it's really sketchy.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
That's
when
with
I-
all of them, actually.
Well, when I did the
yes,
face
you
changing app
really should.
to see what I looked like when I was old, there was barely any difference at all, to be honest with you. I think it just sent me the same picture back with a different like light filter on it. Just like, no, you're there, you're good, you're okay, don't worry about it.
I look at old age like a pregnancy,
Oh,
like
God.
the gender. Let's just let it be a surprise.
I thought you were saying it's only going to last 9 months and then done.
Well,
You got 9 more months to live, see?
If I don't like where this is going, everything is going down.
I'm sorry, that's illegal. We're not allowed to have control over our own lives, apparently.
what?
Yeah, now men have a reason to be upset also. Your body, your
Oh,
what?
my God.
No, I don't think so. So are you going to go through the whole list, or are we going to rotate through everybody and come back to the list?
Oh, I thought I didn't want to hog the whole thing, so
Okay.
that was mine.
Who,
and
who
someone
else
can
wants to do a little grinding on air for us? Andrea.
I
how-
hate when people
Oh.
say things are going to be on time and then they're not. I understand it's construction and things happen, but when you fuck up, you fix it at your own goddamn expense.
Wow.
More shit
There's
at
a
the
story
theater
there.
is... Yeah. It's just
Wow.
more construction shit, and that they've forgotten to do a bunch more things. And it's like, oh, well, we've already put the finishes on this wall. So we're not going to tear the wall apart to put the one thing that we forgot to put in, so you just have to do without. It's like, yes, but you are contractually obligated to have all of this shit in here. Like, I understand that there's a deadline, so you get extra people to make up the problem and fix it all. And they're like, yeah, no. And then they've been having problems with the electricians who are on, essentially they are working from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. in 3 shifts. Well, shift 3 is apparently only staying until like 8 o'clock when they got there at like 6 o'clock, and just leaving and not finishing what needs to happen for the next day. So there's been a lot of shit that's like, great, now all of these other people can't do any of their work because those electricians have just decided, fuck all, we're going home. Without even telling their foreman, who's, because of the way the building is set up, is like, way down in the corner in the basement while they're supposed to be working all over. And every time, the last couple of times he's come up to check, they've just been gone.
What do they think? They're Congress? You can get paid to do nothing? That is horrible. And then you have to deal with both ends. That must really grind your gears.
See, kind of the same thing grinds my gears. Why should I have to do someone else's job? Because they didn't finish it, so I can do my job. But yet, they get paid. No. No. Don't make more work for me. That grinds my gears.
Regarding Chris's thing with electricians and then Elizabeth with Congress, electricians does begin with elect.
Yeah, but they're union.
Congress isn't?
That's the problem.
No, they're the state of the union.
Actually, I think those electricians aren't union, but still.
How about just having pride in your work? How about,
What's
I know you're not 100% all the time, but how about just doing something that, I don't know,
If you
makes
do
you
the
feel
minimum,
good or...
it means you meet the criteria of the job, and it's pretty damn easy to do the minimum. On the days I do the minimum, I still do better than more than half my fucking coworkers. And how is it that...
And if you don't...
Go ahead,
That
Andrew.
would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And if you don't what?
And if you don't want to do it, get another job. Because when you got hired, you agreed to this.
Amen, sister.
Which is part of the reason I stayed home last week and wrote 6 books. Because I'm like, I don't want to do this shit forever. Let me make a plan B that may have possibilities of doing something besides working for the man. His name is Jeff.
See?
He runs Amazon.
And I want to say something else and extend your thought, Travis, is
Say it.
if you're that miserable where you can't do the bare minimum or, creating can make you happier, figure it out. If you don't, at the very least, I don't know, make bread or, go home and, I don't know, make a flower bouquet, something. Just create something.
We've
Express
said it a
yourself.
lot of times.
Life gets easier.
Flower bukkake? What?
Cooking a good meal is art. It is creation. It is constructive. Cleaning your house can be that. Reorganizing something, mowing your yard, growing a garden.
I make cute little purses.
Yeah.
Make cute little purses.
Playing a tabletop role-playing game with your friends is creating a story. And by the way, Skipper says electricians have to strip to make ends meet.
Hey, Jamin.
Jamin, how are you and the beautiful Jewel?
Oh, sorry.
I was just saying hello to Jamin.
Here's an idea. Instead of creating something, okay, I'm not the most creative person. How about making someone else feel good? Or
like a hand
improving
job.
someone's life better.
It does that.
Like grinding my gears.
Grind someone's gear. Mow their lawn. Mow their lawn.
Yeah,
Trim their butt.
Trim the hedges, that's really all anyone asks for.
Just don't lay cable. Apparently that's icky.
Make someone else feel better for a change. They'll make you feel better in return.
That's right. I've always said when I make people feel good, it's a selfish motive behind it because I feel good when I make people feel good. And it's not easy when you're in a crowded subway making all of them feel good at the same time. But thank God they have a lot of Poles in there. And Polish people also. What, Ed? Tell us what grinds your gears, big guy.
Oh, man.
I could throw shit out and you just answer yes or no if it bothers you.
I'm going to say it, and I'm not really going to get into it because everybody knows what I'm talking about, and I don't want to get political tonight.
Okay.
All the race baiting bullshit going on in America today. I'm done with it.
That's nothing new. We've always had that all the way through.
Yeah.
Skipper sent postcards. That does not grind our gears. That makes us happy. And by the way, if anybody,
Alex. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
sorry, real quick here, anybody here any of you viewers, feel free to type out stuff that pisses you off, upsets you, grinds your gears, or gets you up on your soapbox to rant for a minute. We'll read these off. That's what tonight is about. We're definitely interrupting ourselves to get your guys' comments in tonight. What were you saying, Elizabeth?
I just want to extend on what Ed started and just blatantly said. You know what really grinds my gears? It's these stupid videos where people are are crying crocodile tears about someone offending them or someone calling them racist names. And these are grown adults in serious occupations recording themselves having tantrums, all for devious means. I'm so tired of that, and I'm tired of hearing people fall for it. You know, it's better to be thoughtful and remain silent than to open one's mouth and remove all doubt.
I may have put that in one of the books last week. I don't remember.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink.
I'll drink too.
Yeah. So Elizabeth,
Can we see the moose?
now we can
Moose.
see the moose. There we go.
The moose is loose.
Put
Oh, the
in,
moose.
Moose.
you got a moose on your face.
Mm-hmm.
So Elizabeth,
You know, when you piss a moose off, it can flip a car. It can run up to your car and grab it by its antlers and just throw it over. It happens in Minnesota. Yeah, that's how big they are.
Yeah, they're freaking huge.
They're huge. And I guess sometimes the males get, real excited. They even charge trains. They'll stand on the track and they end up losing, but they end up, making a big mess.
I saw a video on Facebook the other day that was a bunch of moose, playing in yard sprinklers,
moosing.
and the giant
cool.
sprinklers going back and forth, and essentially it was like a moose wash, and the moose was just chilling in the sprinkler.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yes, something just loud popped in the room, and I don't know what it was.
Wait,
Rick.
check your
Moosing.
crotch.
I was going to say, check your lower colon.
Oh,
No, we're still good.
I was hoping he popped a hard on, not his asshole. I shut my drawers. So Elizabeth, what's next on your list? And if you roll out a list and it hits the floor and keeps rolling out into the next room, we might have to go past 10.
It's not that long.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Wait,
I'm gonna.
since you haven't started, I'll read Skipper's real quick.
All right.
Jules says what grinds her gears is when people don't show up for work after having the weekend off, and this is a reoccurring problem. It's like nobody knows. Oh no, really, they just had a problem. Everybody fucking does this. Calling in to extend their weekend or before their weekend starts. Gary says unnecessary waste. Bad planning kills me.
Ooh, yeah, that drives me nuts.
I hate it when I open up like a frozen meal and you have a box, then it's wrapped in plastic, and then you have the tray. And I'm like, really? This is basically a triple waste item. And then I eat it and feel miserable the whole time because it's a TV dinner. Take it away, Elizabeth.
I remember in New York, I needed trash bags, and I stopped at the little bodega, and the one I normally don't go into, but I said, all right, I need. And they had one box of trash bags, and the box had been kind of ripped. It was slightly open, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to go home. I'm going to throw the box away. It's fine, right? And as he's ringing me up, it's a husband and wife. And it was funny because they were Indian, Dot, not Feather. And he was putting it in the bag. I just burst out laughing. And he said, what? And I said, you're putting my trash bags in a bag. So when I go home and his wife picked up on it, she's like, so you could take the bags out, then throw the box away in another bag. It was just a moment of connection, which was fabulous. All right. Chewing gum in public. That really grinds my gears. I don't mind people chewing gum. I'm a huge chewer, but I appreciate that I am a loud, obnoxious chewer, and I'll do it at home.
We don't appreciate
And
it, but you do.
It was so awful. I would record people in New York, and they would literally chew like in public, right next to you or across from you. And I just would videotape it. I mean, I must have 50 people chewing gum. I found it fascinating. And
Why
I
ha-
just, no,
Why have you not
social
put this
graces.
together as a YouTube video?
I don't
I am
know.
serious. Like, if you got 30 seconds of each person, that is a 30-minute video of New Yorkers chewing gum. Just label it New Yorkers chewing gum.
Yeah.
Don't monetize
And
it.
you gotta find a weird musical score to go with it in the background.
And my one story I've told before was I was teaching in the Bronx, in this really tough school up on 187 at 180th, and I'd walk around with the trash can every day, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have all the students put their gum in the trash can, and it was most of the class. And they're bitching and complaining, and I turn around and there's the teacher, 8 o'clock in the morning, just chomping away on gum in class.
And they get pissed when I walk in with a drink and a cigar.
Yeah. The one time you show up naked.
You mean the 5th time.
Just one time.
All right, it was. Well, maybe
The first
10th.
time, the laughter got a bit annoying, but I was okay with her response. Skipper says Jewel is on the way home from a 14-hour day because the same employee who has an emergency every other Monday called out again. I'm curious, guys, at your workplace, do people call in sick or do they call out sick? Ed?
Teresa had the 8th one in 3 days today, and it's family emergency.
Maybe they're all related and they're just finding out late.
It's like this is an old excuse. It's getting old really fast. Family emergency.
Well, it's a proven fact. Family emergencies only get older.
Yeah, whatever.
What about the people that always show up late? Like everybody else is at the meeting, everybody else is ready, and it's the same 2 or 3 people that are always
Always
late.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. And they always have the same lame-ass excuse. Hey, Andrea, how many times have your coworker's dog died?
I don't know if it was their dog. I think it was their grandmother.
It's a big family.
She has a plethora
Difference.
of grannies. Oh, this one was eaten by a wolf. That one was...
The wolf.
My grandmother, the lesbians, we called one the wolf. And the other one we called the gingerbread man.
Wouldn't that be
I learned
funny if
something
you were like, oh, go ahead, sorry, Andrea.
I was going to say I learned something new at work. Have
Hmm.
you ever heard of a pair of dikes?
Yes.
It's
I
a
broke
tool.
my favorite pair of dikes. It makes me sad. I have to buy new dikes. The wire was still live when I was cutting it, and I didn't know it, and it took a huge chunk right out of the middle of them.
Wow.
Go on, Andrea.
Yeah, she did.
Well, I was cutting these straps off of these hand
Dike?
trucks, and one of my coworkers is like, "You need a pair of dikes for that." I'm like, "What?" They explained it to me. That's hilarious. It's hilarious.
And who was it over there that got offended?
No. They told a story about somebody had said that, and they're like, they started to get offended, and then it was explained to them because it's like, no, it's a tool. It's what you call a tool, not
That's what
you and
call
your
mine, too.
wife.
The two tools I use the
Wow.
most are dykes and strippers.
Jamin's gonna relate to all that, Chris.
I want your job.
I always like to add it in our ledger when I have to buy a new pair of strippers because it's just like, da da da, for this show, strippers.
That's great.
Well, at least now you'll be able to say for this show, I'm getting some dykes. By the
Do
way,
you need a new pair of dykes?
how is that spelled in
That's
that
great.
case?
I don't know.
Is it DI or DY?
I believe it's DY.
Okay.
That's even better.
I
It's not,
don't know.
Andrea, wasn't it you that was telling me about the hardware store? Like one of the local hardware stores or something?
It's DY.
Andrea?
No, it wasn't me.
It was
in,
me.
In the car, was it you, Elizabeth?
Dykes
Yeah.
Lumber.
Yeah, okay. When the hell did you tell me that? When were we talking?
Earlier.
Just now.
Was it before the
I don't
show?
know. Yes.
Oh, do you want to tell that story
That's an
again?
actual store in New York, yeah. And I was dying to go in because not just because of the name, just because any store in New York, I mean, just the supply, what they have on the shelves is astounding. I wanted to see it.
Did they have a pair, pairs of dykes on the shelf?
That's right. Yeah. And just
Everyone?
for, was that another slut bagel? That looked like a slut bagel that just went past the camera.
What bagel?
Slut bagels
this
over
is-
there.
It's my animation disc.
Gotcha.
I'm making use of my time.
Yes, you are.
What do you see on my table?
Mhm.
Sorry. So someone else. What grinds your gears?
People who
I
are
don't know. I'm just looking at
so lazy that they're
How
not
lazy are they?
that they don't even avoid the work. They avoid listing it all so they can never learn what to do. And you'll explain it 3 or 4 times over a period of weeks or months, and you realize they genuinely just totally fucking blocked out everything you said, so they genuinely don't know what the hell to do. And it could be something ultra simple. And I think we've all worked or known somebody like this, and that is clever there. Skipper asks Elizabeth, Dykes Lumber, do they specialize in tongue and groove?
But
Dovetail.
That's
There's
a white ass.
Oh, you saw me naked today, didn't you?
mm,
Oh, I did.
No.
I like how Ed went, What? Okay.
Yeah, you have to find the camera.
I was holding
Bye.
it. I was gauging reactions. So how about that? You guys ever have somebody like that who is, and you know they're not stupid, but you're just like, how do they
Because you
not
raised them better than that.
go on?
Oh, children. Just children.
See, luckily that doesn't happen too often with me. And if I do end up hiring someone that is like that, they only ever work for me once. So
Well, yeah,
there have been a couple over the years where it's like, how'd you
Hey.
how were you in the stagehands union when you're this fucking lazy and like not paying attention to anything? Yeah.
Madness.
I know a lot of
Madness.
people who are not smart people, or they're not well educated. But you show them how to do a simple task and they can do it. I work with one guy who's an incredible artist, by the way. Damn, he's one of those young souls that you're like, this guy feels pure. He feels less corrupted and bitter than the rest of us. And he is self-admittedly horrible at spelling, not good at math. But you show him to do something, and he's like, oh, yeah, I can do that. And he does it, and that's that. So if anybody's like, oh, well, I'm just not smart, bullshit. I know morons that do great job. And you can have a good conversation with them. They're not smart. They're not going to, do basic math for you, let alone more. They're not ever going to put together a sentence without screwing something up in it. But they're still a good conversation and a decent worker. Lazy. That's all it is.
Agreed. And what grinds my gears too. All right, lazy people, absolutely. They don't want to learn because then they're expected to do it. I can't stand people that don't know how to train people. That they sit you down, they sit in front of the computer and then they do it, like, because they've done it 300 times. They just roar right through it. They don't even slow down to let you take notes.
Okay.
And then they don't understand why you don't get it.
Here's a picture Jamin has shown me often enough. It's a picture of him in bed. But besides that,
Yeah.
I'll show it to camera 1, camera 2. I'll show it to camera 1 first. It's there's Jamin in bed with a pair of strippers. Camera 2, Jamin in bed with a pair of strippers. It's, yeah, there we go. And yeah, we've seen that in the Facebook group VIP a couple times, or possibly even on old episodes as we. But Elizabeth, please go on. Sorry.
Oh, that was kind of it.
Was that it?
When you want someone to learn something, you have them do it. So you get the muscle memory. And you just explain to them step by step, and they do it. And then that way, at least the muscles have the first run through. And then you have them do it again, and they still do it muscularly, but then they kind of tell you, and you help. Not everyone gets it one way, one time only.
See, I understand some people are just not wired for teaching or training. They just don't understand the process of communicating information in a format that somebody else can pick up what they're laying down. I get that.
Yeah.
But if you're not
too.
that person, don't get into the trainer position. And if you are in the trainer position, then you know what? You need to fucking learn how to communicate in a way that somebody can learn from you. Chris, would you do me a favor and just click your camera for me off and on so we can have you back on the show? Thank you. And then we could watch you eat your pie because they have brought Chris more food. This is like the third time he sits down and he's right away like, oh, my stomach is horrible. This is like they keep bringing this guy food. What is it this time, Chris?
More Boston cream pie.
More Boston
that'll
cake.
help.
Boston cream cake. Because it's angel food cake on the bottom, then it's got that layer of Boston like custard cream, and then another layer of angel food cake, and then like that nice rich dark chocolate on the top.
Okay, shut your whore mouth and
It's
just eat
delicious.
it slowly.
And if I may to extend on the training, I've taught for 17 years now. It doesn't help to lose your temper and get angry at people. They don't learn any faster this way.
That's very true.
Sometimes it helps to get someone else, if they're not getting the way you teach it, get someone else to teach them. There's nothing wrong with that.
But I tell you what, once you've taught dozens or hundreds of people, and then you have that one person you're teaching that same thing to the fourth or fifth time, at that point in time, sometimes getting angry is the only thing that gets through them because it makes them realize there is now a negative repercussion if you don't fucking listen. And then they prove you wrong when 2 times from there they still don't know what they're doing. You're like, oh God, nothing helps. Get a brick. We have 5 minutes till the hour. Go ahead, Chris.
They don't last that long in my industry.
I wish that was the case in the real world.
Because people won't rehire you if you've proven that you are not competent enough to do the basic things. And most of the time, if you aren't competent to do those basic things,
Oops.
you're likely to kill someone.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
then they get a job in retail because it doesn't fucking matter.
It's always funny when you have these young kids who are like, oh, I don't know how to work. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know. And then they're like, oh, I'm quitting this job because I'm going in the military. It's going to be so easy.
No.
And we're like,
I
you're,
mean,
I
I
have to
know
go
the
to the
military
bathroom.
isn't like it
go
used
ahead,
to be.
Elizabeth.
Alright.
Just mute yourself if
Yeah,
you would, please. You going out too? You going bathroom too, Chris?
I am.
Or okay.
I am.
Do you have to get up, or are they just bringing a bowl?
No nipples.
No, the catheter went in hours ago.
Good man. He just wanted to let us know it's currently in use.
Oh my god.
We're gonna see the IV rack roll along behind him. Ed, do you need a break real quick, sir?
I need no breaks.
Excellent. It's yeah, that military thing, Ed, that really gets us. I've known a couple of younger, generally guys, because most of the women I know that are going into the military are already fucking kicking ass and taking names. Can we do this? Can we shift
Can we
things?
do this?
Yeah, well, Chris's camera went out again, so I switched to the 4 camera view until he comes back, or his camera comes back without him. There, it's yeah, and then they just think, oh, I'm going to go in the military and life's going to be so easy. And I realize
No.
it's not what it was 20 or 30 years ago. I get that. It's still not easy.
You don't want it to be easy. You're supposed to defend the country and do all these things. You can't have your feelings hurt and go have your safe space and stuff. You've got a job to do. I don't understand. I'm not in the military because I know I can't, because fuck that. But more
you
power to the
probably do
people that
better
can.
than some of them going in.
I would do fine. I just have a habit of opening my mouth when I'm given unreasonable orders. I probably would. I'm smart enough to keep it shut until I realize how to talk to the person I'm going to talk to about it. For example, at work, I work with a lot of younger gentlemen who are the managers, and they set up the positions in there where a position that normally needs 2 people, they only put 1, and another position that needs 2 to 3 people, they only put 1. Now with them, yes, Ed?
I'm waving.
Oh, okay. What are we waving at?
Me too.
Damn it.
She'll wave as she walks by.
It's but I turn to my boss and I wave my hand at the board that they set it up all on for the shift, and I'm like, this is just set up to fail. And he's like, what? I'm like, and I start pointing out the flaws, and he's like, oh, we do that because of this and this. I'm like, yeah, still set up to fail. You missed a lot of things, Toei, but we were waiting for you to put your 2 cents in. You got to miss the camera juggling because now Chris's and Andrea's camera both have gone to a corner. So I don't know what to do with this. Weird. It basically has. Now if I do
There she is.
who's what? Not for me. Not for me. I guess I can reset.
I reset mine.
Okay, so let me just reset it all here. 1 second, I'll just reset mine. Let's join the call again, guys. Here we go. Now they all pop back into the screen. Okay. Oh, so Toei, yeah, we've been just talking about a lot of it has been personal responsibility, communication abilities, and it just being lazy people, whether it means they're calling in sick or whether it means good night, John. Drive
Good night,
safe.
John.
John is like leaving
Night,
right at
John.
9 tonight. He is out of there. His store closes at 9, so usually that's when he cuts out on us. And there's Elizabeth. Let's go and get some This Week in History music, and let Ed roll with that.
This week in history.
Ed, what happened this week in history?
Hey, shit happened, y'all.
Yeah, it did.
25 years ago, The Mask was released.
Oh my
I
goodness.
saw that. I can't believe it's that old. I love that movie.
What are you calling old?
Himself.
That's okay. We've heard
Uh-huh.
how people have been rewatching Ace Ventura and pointing out how horribly offensive it is, and they don't believe it was actually ever
Yup.
even made.
Oh, it was great.
Hmm.
And the scene with the rhino? Oh my
That's
god.
part
Well,
two.
that's the second one, which is the better of the two, and I will fight you to the death to defend that.
That's just like the best scene.
I don't know if I remember
Oh.
anything else out of part two.
John
Except-
has to go to school tomorrow.
oh,
Well, Chris, challenge accepted. We should make that a show. Which one's better?
and for each wrestling
the
move,
second one.
and for each wrestling move, you guys get to yell out a reason you think your for part one or part two is better. Each
I've
time
put them in a
never
ring
seen
together?
either one of them.
they're entertaining. They're stupid, juvenile, offensive humor. It's entertaining.
A bit.
Yeah, but the
second one is
blowjob,
better.
the blowjob scene is fantastic. The first one, I've never laughed so hard at a blowjob. Do you remember that?
No, but I have learned it's best not to
No.
laugh when receiving a
If you're
blowjob
laughing, you're not doing it right.
on
It's-
either end.
It's fabulous. It demonstrates a level of intensity without showing anything and just the reaction, which is really, it's good. You should check it out on YouTube.
The first one has a dolphin.
There is
It
that.
does.
There is that.
Excuse me.
And don't worry, if you only watch
No.
one of the two, he does the same ass jokes in both of them.
It's true.
It's like the Austin Powers 1 and 2. It's essentially the same movie, slightly rewritten. Or Wayne's World 1 and 2, or Jump Street 21 and 22 Jump Street. Same movie, redone, but not necessarily on accident. They're not like, oh, this is original. They're like, no, we're fucking recooking the same meal. Here's some leftovers. We put it on a different plate with a different garnish. You're welcome.
There was a penguin.
There was a penguin. The
He
penguin
lived in the
sucked.
fridge.
It did.
It's
Oh,
true.
wait, was that Mr. Popper's penguins?
No, it was Ace Ventura's penguins.
Because Jim Carrey did Mr. Popper also.
Really? I didn't know.
Mr. Popper's penguins, yeah.
He did them? I don't
The
know what
second
he does
one's
in his
got a
private time.
giant, like a slinky, going down all those stairs from the monastery.
That's true. That's
Everybody
true.
loves a slinky.
What else, Ed?
18 years ago, the Planet of the Apes remake with Marky Mark was released.
I actually enjoyed the
Yeah.
hell out of it.
I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good
Sorry.
action flick. Tim
It's
Roth
Marky
did
Mark.
amazing in it as
Yes,
the lead
Tim Roth
chimp.
was good.
And what's his name from the Green Mile as the lead
Yeah.
gorilla. He was awesome. And then the one who played the orangutan, Cornelius, I think it was Cornelius, but he always plays like the goofy, bumbling gangster in most of the movies. I can't think of it right
Oh
now.
gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
him.
him.
No, and of course Helena Bonham Carter was in it, and
Yeah.
you know they had some good effects, and you know I was really expecting the classic ending to the first Planet of the Apes, and they gave it to you, but totally differently. And I'm like, no, okay, I could deal with that. And they gave you a little more of the science background of how the ending came about. Oh, there you go. Gary says, great movie, fantastic acting, 1,000% enjoyed. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Now, how does it link up with the other later Planet of the Apes? I don't think it does at all. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it does, and I don't know that it was actually intended to.
well, it loosely does because they have, here's how those apes got their intelligence, but you feel like the Marky Mark remake is maybe hundreds or 1,000 years in the future beyond the Rise of the Planet of the Apes movies.
Elizabeth, are you chewing again?
No.
Now, there's some static somewhere.
Yeah, I'm hearing something.
Here, Elizabeth,
Sounds like
mute
chewing.
yourself real quick. Let's see.
The one who smelt it dealt it.
There, it's gone. Unmute.
By the way, that would be Paul Giamatti.
Thank you. Very good.
All Giamatti.
Okay.
Was that Paul? All right.
Paul Giamatti, yeah.
I'm just sitting here. It might be my neck. Crack, crack.
No, it's an electronic static
Is your
interference.
vibrator going?
Again. Did you get those
No,
earrings?
no.
My roommate now wants a pair. I showed them to her. That
Did they
picture.
work?
I don't know what you're talking about. Earrings? What earrings?
Vibrator.
Oh.
You didn't see them in Discord when I posted them?
No, I did not.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
yeah.
He's gonna look.
There's a
now.
big buzz all around town about them. It's
But
yeah, you can see the person coming from across the room.
That's like that line in Parenthood. Remember that movie?
Oh yeah, love that.
Ron
movie.
Howard
Yeah.
movie with Steve Martin, and then there's a blackout. They're at his sister's house, and he goes into her bedroom to get a flashlight, and he comes out, turns it on.
Yeah.
They tell the little girl, and like she says, "What was that?" It was an electric ear cleaner. She says, "Certainly was big." And the grandmother says, "I'll say."
Yeah.
That was such a great movie.
Fabulous.
Okay, Ed, what's next on your list, sir?
30 years ago, Turner and Hooch.
Oh wow.
That dog with the drool. Oh my gosh.
Did it have puppies with
Was
a
that
poodle at the end?
was that a mastiff?
Yeah, it had puppies with a collie at the end or something like that.
Yeah.
And
I thought he was a Great
box-
Dane.
or a
Was it?
boxer.
Oh, was it?
Okay, we gotta look this one up.
Everybody looking up. Here we go.
No,
It's big jowls and the
it was a
drool
mastiff,
and
I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. And it would shake its head and just. Oh God! Can you
And Tom
imagine?
Hanks was like obsessive compulsive type person, and the dog just kind of.
Yep.
French Mastiff.
Yeah.
So it was fucking adorable, though. Don't get me wrong on that.
He's French because he's like bonjour.
You want to see me chew your bone? Yeah? Oui, oui. I like the police. Make the wee woo noise. Go, do it now. Ha ha ha. Ah, Red Rocket. Rouge Rocket.
Um,
Have to do that for Harry. Rouge Rocket.
No.
We have one cat. When he cleans his crotch, he gets a hard on.
It's your
Okay.
boyfriend, Elizabeth. Harry has a
yeah,
cat.
he's thinking about me. He's
That's
thinking
right.
about
He's like, I saw her in those new earrings.
it. They were humdingers.
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh,
They
Yeah,
would
they
definitely
were.
be ear cleaners.
I'll say.
They would perform battery on your ears. Let's move on. That's not a good one. What else you got, Ed?
68 years ago, the third Disney princess movie, Alice in Wonderland, was released.
I saw a porn recently that said naughty princesses, and it's basically three women cosplaying princesses. If you could call lingerie and a color garter cosplay.
Well, they do.
No, they just called it cosplay.
Oh, I saw, because on Instagram, I love Instagram. There's this family that has 7 kids, and the mother dressed up like Snow White, the father dressed up like Prince Charming, and they dressed all the kids like the dwarfs. I'm like, that's too many kids, but that's adorable.
Who was Dopey?
The baby. This is bald.
Makes sense.
You know.
Yeah, that does make sense. It's I think we should all go to a con together dressed as 5 of the 7 dwarves and just carry extra hat, rope, and pickaxe and start recruiting the 2 missing dwarves.
Yes.
I think that'd be fun.
Okay.
Which dwarf would you want to be there, Chris?
Sleepy.
What about you, Elizabeth?
Drunky.
Okay. We're doing Disney alt dwarfs. Andrea?
Oh God. I don't know. Can you name all the dwarfs?
Yeah. I mean, you want their
Yes.
real names, or you want what I guess you just want me to name
Sure.
them whatever I want?
Whatever you want.
There's
I don't
Rocky,
know.
there's
Let the viewers.
Dancer,
What
there's
dwarf should I be?
it's
Drunky is me.
do you
Joey.
drink at cons? And let's give a quick shout out and toast to Oh, you know
So
what?
brave.
So Brave shows up with the comment of footage of Naruto runners briefing for the Area 51. Right. Okay. I
Okay.
tell you what, we're going to talk more to Brave when Brave joins the conversation instead of what? Anyhow, Chris, would you reset your camera for me again, please, sir? Sorry.
I guess.
Do it with your foot.
Wait, you mean reset his camera, or I could just reset my screen because Andrea went out
Oh,
too.
that was toast.
Here, let me just do this. Oh, there's Chris. Now Andrea's gone. Oh, the Andrea's back. Yay. Okay, Ed, what else happened this week in history?
Okay. Recent news: a man in the UK loses a testicle to a seagull.
I mean, what?
Okay.
Wow.
First question:
Was it
his
Kevin? Is that why
testicle?
he's not on the show?
His testicle. Yeah, he was sunning nude on his patio, and a seagull. That looks tasty. Took off with it.
That.
But the good news is, at the hospital, they told him that the other one was working perfectly, and he should be able to still bear children.
See, I'd be in there like,
How?
can you just clip the other one now? Just
Yeah, while you're in there.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
How
Yes.
big was the seagull?
how big
Even
was
the mice were hunched back.
I mean, my God.
Is this why Kevin's not on the show today?
Could be.
could be.
Man, he's had a string of bad luck.
So now this seagull has a huge pecker and a spare testicle.
All right. Mine. And by the way, this story is brought to us by Victoria. She posted earlier this week. She's not on the show tonight because she's got some issues, but
Gotcha.
yeah, she posted this
Well,
story.
you could tell us.
Devnall, what's up, dude?
Devnall?
Devnall.
Hold on.
Devnall.
Hey.
Oh, my thing apparently is behind. Devnall, I don't see you, but God, it's good to see you. Or not.
Well, over on my friends list, it says Devnall44 is watching Talk of the Tavern. Ah, there he is. He just appeared in VIPs. What's going on,
Excellent.
man?
See, yeah, I put him as VIP because how much support he showed before. I didn't ever want that man to show up and not be able to get into any of our private streams. There he is. Devnall, good to see you. Glad to hear you're around
Bob Ross
still.
and all.
Here.
And he's still got the subscriber thing. Devnall, because of you and so many others, like 16 months. 16 months there. We are up to 23 out of 25. We were at 22. We're at 23. I don't even know how we got to 23. Is that because Devnall showed back up?
I don't know.
We are 2 away from getting our next emote. We have
Yeah.
3 tier 2 subscribers now, including Ed and Gary, who's Pepper Garden in here. We have had quite the burst of viewers and support in the past 2-3 weeks, and it's been incredible. But God, good to see you, man. You doing okay? Your girl okay? You're staying healthy and all that?
All right. Did that put us over the
Tier
top?
3. Yes, it did.
Holy shit!
Fuck. Go big or go home.
Says the black
Is
man.
that tier 3?
Wow.
That is tier 3. Ed is our first tier 3 subscriber ever. And it's worth 5 points. We are now at 29 subscriptions. We are 6 away from getting yet another emote. And Elizabeth, as soon as you can send me that, I will set up that emote and we will have Elizabeth laughing at us whenever we want.
Mhm.
Deal.
It's Elizabeth will be part of the permanent mythology of the tavern. She'll be that
Oh, God.
thing behind the bar that we all look at going, I remember that. That we could all enjoy. Hey, we could all enjoy
That
it.
was before. That was before her tragic death.
Well, she heard she had 9 months to live.
in the front yard, drunk, dehydrated.
As Travis
With a
narrated
pile of
that.
shit in her hands this big.
There we go.
Nibbled on
But we
by
streamed
seagulls.
but we streamed it on Twitch. So it's okay.
We made a fortune, a fortune.
Wait a minute, the faucet to the left, the faucet to the right. What is that you just sent me? Is that oh that's a beauty brush you told me about.
It's cat paws.
Andrea has found a makeup brush that when you flip it over and look at the bottom, it looks like little cat paws. There it is. There it is on our
Oh.
screen there, if you look.
I need this.
So you can have little rouge cat paws on your face?
Sure.
Oh, that is so funny. You can do that with just the powder kitty litter.
You just lick their paws before putting them in the cat box.
Oh no.
Good times. Whew. 29. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Ed. And Devnall. Devnall, you inspired Ed to once again show off his massive support.
Oh, what?
Ed, what else happened this week in history?
Okay, this is as we talked about the latest Marvel movie breaking the money selling mark last week. Endgame, I guess it is. Yeah. And you made a statement, Travis. Big deal today. Blah 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 blah. So I got curious. I looked up with the adjusted for inflation what the movies are.
Okay.
So, and I'm just going to do the top 10. I got 30, but I'm just going to do the top 10.
Okay.
Number 10 is Star Wars Episode 5, 6, 7, Force Awakens.
Okay.
Number 9, Dr. Zhivago from 1965.
Oh, good for them. You know, I've never seen it.
We have to watch it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, it's a classic. Number 8 is The Ten Commandments from 1956.
Okay, that was an
I guess that would
epic,
be Charleston Heston.
epic movie. I think I saw it in
That's
my
good.
teens, but yeah, just escaping the scope, especially for that era.
Mm-hmm. Number 7, E.T. from 1982.
Wow.
Still makes my heart throb.
That's not your heart.
Yeah, it does. Number 6, The Sound of Music.
I still enjoy the movie. I still
Yeah.
enjoy it. It's and it's a long movie. They actually, I think in the DVD, there's
Very
actually an
long.
intermission.
Yes, it is, and I love the movie. I watch it at least
Used to watch
twice.
it every Easter.
Number
Yeah.
5 is where Avengers Endgame would land. Excuse me. Number 4, the original Star Wars.
Nice. Yay.
Makes sense.
Yay.
Number 3, Avatar.
Okay.
Number 2 is Titanic.
You know what?
Okay.
We all got tired of hearing about it. But if you didn't have the hype and you watched it, it was a good movie.
It was a good movie. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Even though we all got tired, and that's when Leonardo was in everything, and eventually we were all like, okay, shut up. And he did. He took a break for like 8 years, and we didn't hear anything from him. And then he came back, and surprise, he was all grown up
Yeah.
and still a good actor. I tell you what, The Man in
And-
the Iron Mask was a great movie with him.
Love that movie. Love, love, love,
And
love.
Was Eating Gilbert great?
It was a
yeah.
good twist. Very good twist
It
on the
was.
story.
It was. It's and people. It's like in the bargain bin all the time, and I'm like, why the hell is that in the bargain bin? Okay, so what was number 2?
Number 2 was Titanic.
Titanic.
Yeah.
And number
And number
1?
1, Gone with the Wind.
Interesting.
Never seen it.
Again,
Ooh.
I think I saw it like 20 years ago and don't remember much about it. But you know, some of the
It is a every 20-year movie, so yeah.
okay, maybe it's time to
Yeah.
watch it again. Let Andrea. I mean, I bet it's no cabaret.
Oh.
So I'm curious. Now,
Just remember,
Uh-huh.
Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz were around the same time. And Gone with the Wind, what they did with their camera, the way they staged things, there was a time when they didn't have just like nowadays, you just zoom in and the lens gets longer and you zoom in. They
have to.
actually had a fixed focus, and they may have had a little adjustment, but very minimal. And it's extraordinary. I got the luxury of not the entire movie, but a cinematographer came in at Cal Arts and just briefly talked a little bit about some, I don't know, maybe a dozen shots. It's unbelievably good. You'll love it visually. It's beautiful. It's a little hokey, but it is a good film. Solid, good.
Toei says I love Gone with the Wind, and something I want to point out about Gone with the Wind through Star Wars New Hope, because it was shortly after that they started doing other types of backdrops, but the vast majority of backdrops were hand painted. And if you look, there's the Countess. We were just talking about you and the contribution. Mandingo didn't make the list. It might be in the top 30 though, Devnall.
No, I wasn't on there. Sorry about that. Yeah, hey Victoria, we were talking about your story with the seagull that ate the guy's nut. Yeah, I didn't want to leave that off.
No, definitely not.
Travis, you had a curiosity about the list you were getting ready to say?
No, I don't want you to read all 30, as you said.
Oh
But
no,
is
go
there
ahead.
anything that stands out to you in the other, in number 11 through 30? Damn it, look at that screen. Hold on, let me reset. 1 second, Ed. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Give me a second, viewers. I got to reset the call here. Coming back in, bringing them all back in. There we go. There we go, guys. Figure since I had 3 of you I lost, it's easier for me to reset mine instead of you reset yours. Okay. Ed, any standouts?
There are a number of the Star Wars movies on here. Probably every one of them. I'm not really certain. And Disney dominates.
Does it?
1 through 30. Yeah.
Now with
Both
their
modern and earlier movies.
like their animated movies or like
Yeah, for
you know.
instance, coming in at 12 is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Okay, nice. I'm glad to hear that. It's I wasn't sure if you were talking about, Escape from Witch Mountain and the Cat from Outer Space or what you were talking
Yeah, I
about.
like those
Oh.
movies.
Those are good movies.
Animated movies and of course the Marvel, because that is
Right,
Disney too,
right.
technically. So
It is. And so now it's Star Wars.
that's true.
Which, by the way, there is a discussion out there where Zack Snyder did Justice League. Am I correct on that? I'm remembering that correctly? I believe so.
I think
I
so.
think so.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But he has a director's cut that he put together, and a lot of people are now pushing for this to be released, and other people from other aspects are now jumping on it because they think it will be better than what was put out there in the first place. And I think that should be done this way. Maybe it will give credence, because I remember buying director cut DVDs specifically. Blade Runner was much better with the director cut. Highlander 2 made sense if you watched the fucking director's cut.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Because it didn't otherwise.
right. It was like a what? And Victoria loves Cat from Outer Space. So cute. Agreed. But it's a cat movie, which I'm sure that Disney is where we learned working with children and animals. So Ed, what else you got for this week in history?
I have one death, and I also learned this from Victoria. She announced it. I saw it on her page before anything else.
Okay.
Rutger Hauer passed away this week, and
He
this
did.
was how I've been spending most of my last week, catching up on my favorite Rutger Hauer movies. Among them, Blade Runner, as Travis just mentioned, Blind Fury,
Uh-huh.
Lady Hawk,
Yeah.
Wanted Dead or Alive, and my favorite of all, Flesh and Blood. Love that movie.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely,
Ooh.
I don't want to call him a character actor, but he had this very specific niche that he played in.
Yeah.
The gritty good guy or the gritty bad
Or
guy.
Walking the
Just
Line.
gritty,
Yeah, he
yeah.
was walking the
He
line.
was
Yeah.
gray in a lot of things. It's now I hadn't heard much.
Did you see? Oh, sorry.
No, please go on,
Sorry.
Elizabeth.
Did you see it was mentioned on the internet? This is not my original thought. That Rutger Hauer played in Blade Runner, a robot, and his character died in the year and which Blade Runner took, which is 2019.
Yeah.
And he died in real life in 2019.
Yeah.
Just magic,
The fun coincidences the human mind lines up. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm
And
just,
Lady Hawk fucking rocked. I'm sorry, that was one of my favorites.
it is
That and Blind Fury.
it
Oh,
is cheesy, but it is good. It's on my
Mhm.
shelf in my DVDs. I do want to say a
And
quick.
he was in Batman too, the first one, Batman Begins. He was
Yeah.
he worked for Wayne Enterprises.
It's very true. I do want to say thank you to Victoria, who missed my thank yous earlier.
Oh.
We have crested our 25 subscriber points, which means we have a new emote coming out in the next few days. And we are 6 away, thanks to Ed doing a tier 3, the first one we've ever had. It was worth 5 subscriber points. We're 6 points away from yet another icon, which I think is going to be a cat.
Yeah.
There-
Way to go.
There's 5.
Yeah.
There's 5 people who are now subscribed. Congratulations, welcome guys. We appreciate. And Chris, thank you. Here's your face, man. Hairy and beautiful.
Your face.
And and the whole thing is reset with this. Let me reset my camera, guys. 1 second.
Your face is awesome.
You broke the internet. It's everybody play with your new icons, your new emotes from the tavern there. It's Ed, you have access to all of them now because you're tier 3.
Woohoo!
So have fun with that. It's Spellcraft spoke. Spellcraft, it is good to see. I see you in the stream a lot, and I have no. But thank you for talking, and he thanked you there, Chris, or she. I don't know Spellcraft.
They.
There we go. So yeah, we are now at 34 out of 35 subs. One more, and there is 2 icons going to happen. I am going to drink
Nice.
more now. That is. See, and that is all awesome, Victoria. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
There you go. And Elizabeth plays with the cock to
Can't hear
celebrate.
the sounds.
I know.
I can't hear her cock.
It's
Doodle doo.
that's because I'm on the headset, so the sound doesn't bother you through the wall.
Oh.
Well, since we're playing sounds.
Oh, I can't hear that one.
That's Chris's call sign. Same way Elizabeth has claimed the pussy. And I've made one for Gary. Gary has his own also, since he's my regular
Yeah.
almost every day. I made Gary his own special.
Do, 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 do.
Gary thing. That is. Ed, you talk for a minute. I'm a bit. I don't know what to say.
Baby shark. Do, 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 do.
Nope.
Baby.
I am so
Because
excited.
he's our baby shark.
He is. It's.
I made accidentally. This is funny. This week, I was talking to someone, texting, and I sent him a photo of what I was doing, which wasn't rude. It was all right. But I accidentally sent it to a producer through Instagram, and he wrote me back like, I can't tell what's going on in the picture. And then I told him, and I was planning kind of like the comic page letters I send people. And then he thought it was funny. And then I said, I signed off by saying, please excuse the interruption. Do carry on. And then I sent him the actual one that I had posted. So, who knows where that'll lead.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
He's
awesome.
higher up. Yeah. So it might lead to a restraining order. I mean, who knows?
But you need to get out there.
On either
There you
side,
go.
it's hard to say.
It's true. It's true.
I am just curious who all got a subscription thanks to Chris here. I am gonna call him out because Chris is now gifted 7 subs. So Spellcraft there. Andrea, you're subscribed thanks to Chris. Toei, who thanked Chris
Yes.
publicly. I don't know if I could say this, but I'm gonna try. Zakata is the last part, so Asta dos Zakata. I don't know if correct me if I said it wrong. And Esketis. It's so there we go. That's freaking awesome. Okay.
Yay!
Yeah. What else you got for this week in history? So I stop rambling about this, Ed.
That is it. I'm through in a half hour. Damn.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's I tell you, I mentioned earlier today that it's been a very challenging, frustrating day. And part of my challenges are frustrating. As I said, I took off some time last week because I wanted to write these books because I wanted to build another future besides just working for the man. And so every day I wrote one of the 27 Thoughts books. So I have 6 books coming out over the next couple weeks. Well, Sunday and Monday, I decided I'm doing yard work, which was long overdue. So yesterday I went out there, got up at 6:30 in the morning, worked out there for 6 hours till it started to get too hot. Did a fair amount, but I couldn't change the blades on my mower because I needed a ratchet. I didn't have the right size ratchet, and Andrea brought it home, so I went to change that today. Now also, my carburetors on my weed whacker and my leaf blower need cleaned. I have to take the damn things apart and clean them and put them back together, which a friend did for me one time, and I'm not sure if I know how to, so I'll be YouTubing it. But the mower, I finally got the blades off, which meant not only the ratchet, but a 6-foot long metal pipe while holding the ratchet while laying underneath, attaching this pipe, and then getting out without the ratchet falling off the bolt to push it and turn it. So I finally got that done. I put the new blades on, and when I spin them with my hand, they're scraping the side of the deck, the lawnmower deck. It's a riding mower. So I adjust.
Your blade grew.
It's something like that. I adjust, it wiggles. I come inside, I research the blades to make sure I bought the right size, which I did. So finally, I tighten them down. I go out to the far end of my driveway in case anything flies off when I turn on the blades. I don't want it like taking out one of our car tires.
Are you hearing it too, Chris?
Oh yeah, it's Elizabeth. Can you wiggle your wire?
Wiggle your wire, baby.
Especially where it connects to the phone, I suspect. How about where it connects? Gary says it sounds like someone eating chips underwater. That's a fair description. But anyhow, I turn it on, and it sounds like somebody dropped a handful of bolts into a blender. So I immediately turn it off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking done. And I drive the mower to my shed to put it away, and I put it back up. To get to it, I have to lift it up and put stuff under the tires so I can get under it. One of the blades are missing, and so's the bolt that held it on. Luckily, I did find them. They were right where they fell out from underneath. And that was part of my frustration. And this mower has been... Elizabeth, try muting yourself and unmuting yourself, please. That might do it. I'm sorry. Thank you for doing that.
I'm not doing anything.
I know
You're
you
not.
haven't moved, but
It's just a wire connection.
I suspect it's where the wire is going into the phone.
You know what I think it is?
What?
The ghost behind her eating wet potato chips.
It could be. It's gone now.
I'm going to start eating potato chips.
That's right. So we have an excuse for it. You're going to go back to our Cheetos. But this mower has been a super. I paid $2,500 for this fucking mower, more than I have for about half the cars I've owned, and I've had nothing but problems with it. And going into reviews, when I first bought it, I checked reviews. Nothing horrible. Now I'm seeing all kinds of reviews with the very same problems I'm having. Battery dying, blade problems, tires, bad tires, etc., etc. And I'm like, man, can I write the company I bought it from and get them to replace it or something? Because this is
Why not?
bullshit. And that was part of my frustration. Poor Andrea had to deal with me as she's like, I'm coming in. She's like, so how's everything? And I'm like,
This is why I say get the extended protection plan, because I sell these things. You do that, it messes up. If they can't fix it, they give you a new one.
Toei asked
Just
what
saying.
brand it is. It's a Troy built. And Toei, I thought of you as I was pulling it into the shed, bitching at it. I'm like, maybe I can call Toei. She knows about tractors. Maybe she can help fix my shit for me. Want to help me clean carburetors and adjust the blades so they don't. Because, oh, that was the other thing. Once I put them back on and they weren't touching the edges, they hit each other in the middle. So, I had to separate them. Each to your own corner.
That sucks, man.
It's I used to work on my own cars and everything when I was in my 20s, and just really there was no other option because there was no money to pay somebody. But now, there's some things I don't want.
It's like I will find the money because fuck this shit.
Yeah, I don't want to learn how to rebuild things that I have no interest in rebuilding. I just want to pay somebody a reasonable fee and magically it's done.
How long have you had it?
5 years.
I mean, that's the main reason why I don't change the oil in my car. Like, yes, I totally know how to do it. It is a pain in the ass because of the way Ford sets shit up.
Right.
But, like, I can reasonably change the oil in my car. Or I can take it to, the Mr. Tire, and they will have it done in
20
half
minutes.
an hour.
Yeah. And I even get the synthetic oil. I'm like, you know what? It goes for 12 to 16,000 miles, depending on the make of your car and everything. And by the way, if anybody doesn't know, you do not need to change your oil every 3,000 miles. Check your owner's manual. Most cars are 7,000 miles or more. Now, if you change it to 3,000, you're not hurting a thing. You're okay. But if you're like me and money matters, then maybe check that manual and realize, oh, I get double what I thought I did before or more.
Yeah.
And that's not even with synthetic. That's with regular.
Mm-hmm.
So educate yourself on that at minimum. Okay, that's what grinds my gears. Elizabeth's got her list out.
I did.
Go ahead.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Well,
okay.
before you start, I'd like to
right.
go back to something we was talking about beforehand. People that teach, because I just sit through 4 days of the worst instructor I've ever had in my fucking life.
Yeah, Elizabeth, get better. Jeez.
I was just gonna say that. Well, I didn't think it was that bad.
I mean,
what were you teaching them?
we talked about this a little bit a few weeks ago too, patting yourself on the back, giving yourself credit, whatever.
Right.
I've been in security business for 30 years. There's not much I don't know, not much I haven't seen, not much I haven't done. Okay. This guy was a moron. His information was incorrect and he didn't even know how to deliver it. He had slides and he sit there and read from the slides in a monotone voice the entire 4 fucking days. Absolutely no class interaction whatsoever. What do you think? What do you think? Do you know what he's saying? He showed videos. Usually when you show a video, when it ends, I'm used to the instructor saying, hey, what just happened here? He went on to the next fucking slide. It was 4 days of fucking hell.
Dull, monotonous. Victoria has a comment here. She says, I learned how to add steering fluid on my own old Impala, which was a pain, from YouTube, and today I cleaned the corrosion off my car battery from YouTube before spending $100 on a new battery. Yeah, it's worth learning to do some things yourself, depending on your budget. But yeah, like replacing my own roof. When I moved in here, I had friends like, I'll come help you. I'm like, do you have a lift? And they're like, no, we'll carry it up the ladder. I'm like, no, we won't. I am not taking a week to do something I can call a crew of 6 guys and they'll be done in 6
It'll be
hours.
done. Yeah.
And they were. And $7,000 later, I had a new roof and I was gone half the time getting lunch and going grocery shopping. So. Yes, Chris?
I have to go back on what Ed said. I hear you with the people who are just reading right off of the
Mhm.
damn PowerPoint presentation. I hate that. There's been several times when you like go to a trade convention or whatever, and you like sign up for this various class about this thing that you're interested in, and new LED lights or whatever, and then the guy is just reading off the damn PowerPoint. It's like, I just paid, $40 for this class for you to sit there and read off the PowerPoint that you could have emailed to me and I could have I will
Read it
learn the
yourself.
exact same information. Yeah, thanks, asshole.
At
Um,
least read it in an entertaining way.
Right. And then interact about it. I remember going to conventions and I'd check the panels. And when I first started going to conventions, I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. Let me go learn something I don't know. And I went into one on social media marketing. And by the time we were 10 minutes into it, it started out with the panelists going, oh, well, I barely do this. Oh, well, I don't even know I'm here. They just said go to that panel. And I went, okay. So we had like one person who kind of knew what they were doing, and then other people who are running this thing who came there to learn instead of instruct. And I ended up
Um,
instructing 20-30% of it from the audience, where I'm like, well, no, this. And they're like, oh, that's great. I'm like, ah. It's Elizabeth, please, next on your list. Let's get one more in from you before we get too.
God, there's so many to choose from. I got two, but I'll start with one. People who bring their kids,
Anywhere.
especially to adult like get-togethers, like a beer tasting or a
Mm.
wine tasting, and they show up with their toddlers or 8-year-olds who are talking the whole time. You can't hear whoever's presenting. I equate them with people who bring their dogs everywhere. And it's just, the whole world should be thankful for the presence of their creatures. So annoying,
It's
well, I would say that the dog thing is less annoying if it is somewhere that is like outside dog friendly. Like, I'm always happy to play with a puppy as long as the puppy is well behaved.
Agreed.
But I mean, children just no.
Woof.
I know. And I grew up in Europe, so there are times you would go to a fest or something and there are children involved
it's a
that
family
are
event at
there.
that point, yeah.
Right, but I mean, I'm going to a specific place. I'm single. Perhaps I'd like to meet a guy, have a lovely evening, and there's nothing that can ruin sexual tension more than a fucking brat yelling during the tasting.
Use tongue. Hey,
Oh.
lady, use tongue.
Hi, lady.
Now, I know I've told this story on air before, but don't stop me because I want to hear it again. Cross your marks there. If you've heard the story before, don't stop me. I'd like to hear it again. Andrea and I went to see Sausage Party in the theater, and we sit down, and like 2, 3 rows behind us, we hear a small child, like 3 or 4. And we look at each other, and we're somewhere between horrified and really amused because we know what the movie's going to be about. And it starts, and of course, it's all cartoon with the singing and the dancing, and everything's fine. And then they get to the scene, which, if you guys haven't seen it, really, spoilers, because if you haven't seen it now, you don't give that big of a damn. And they start eating the food, and the food is screaming and running and panicking, and the kid behind us starts crying, like in terror, like, oh, God! And the parents are like, shh, shh, shh. And again, Andrea are somewhere between horrified with take your fucking kid out of the movie and amused with, oh the therapy bills that you'll receive. Or, the prison time your kid'll do because you fucked him up so bad by letting him see this early in life. It's kids at kid-appropriate things, but if I'm at an adult event, and this is why, Ed, I've done this to you many times, I'm like, kid-friendly or not? Is your party you've invited me to, is it family-friendly or not? And there's times Ed's like, nope. And I'm like, cool.
Oh, sure. So kids can come and interrupt an event where I'm sitting there drinking. It is a vice or even a sin, if you want, depending where you want to go with it. But if I show up at a kid-friendly event drinking
That's right.
and
If
yelling and making noise, I get arrested.
If I do shots at Chuck E. Cheese, they're all like,
Yeah.
we told you last time.
Now that you mention that, and I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me on this, I don't have children, okay? And when I get invited
Is that what they're
to
going to disagree about?
No. Children's birthday parties, it's like, why are you inviting me to children's birthday parties? I'm an ex-fucking Marine with a foul mouth, and I love to get drunk. I don't need to be at a children's birthday party.
Well, they want it to feel like real family, and they don't have one of those. There's Chris throwing fish. It's, by the way, Ed, Aaron that we game with every Sunday night is an ex-Marine also, and I've invited him to come on with you some weeks so we could,
sure.
Because he's going to be, I want to say he's a couple years younger than me, so there'll be an age difference, at least a 10-year gap between your service and his. You can compare and contrast, Hey, Kennedy, where the hell you been? Kennedy, you've come in on a celebratory night where we're all bitching about shit, but we're also at 34 out of 35 sub points we have received because of Chris and Ed and others who have showed up that we haven't seen in a little bit. Our next emote, and we are 1 sub point away from another emote for everybody. So I'm really excited.
You're excited?
I am as giddy as a kid at Chuck E. Cheese when I see Elizabeth drinking.
That's because I share with the little children.
That's right. Which, by the way, in Virginia, it is legal to have. Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to say, Travis mentioned, he used to ask me because he was getting Aiden on weekends, and he used to ask, is this kid friendly or not? And some things were, some things were not. I have a hot tub, we get naked, okay, and freaky shit happens. So,
and I'll be damned if I want my kid to make other people edit their behavior.
But some people used to get angry with me when I say no. This party is probably not going to be kid friendly, and some people will get angry.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even want to hear an apology if you say no, you can't bring your kid, because that's why I ask. Because if I go to an adult event, I want to be able to be an adult. And even if the parents like, oh, you don't have to worry about them. They were raised by Travis. They know about the world. Don't fucking care.
Oh, yeah.
Chris has
All
just
right.
made us.
Go, Chris.
We have got 2 new emotes now because of.
Cheers.
Here's to Chris. And by the way, Ed,
I have. Oh, sorry.
real quick,
Yeah.
Jamin sent me a link to a YouTube video that I'll put in Discord for you. And it apparently involves Tim Wilson and Chuck E. Cheese. So I'll share that in a bit. And Kennedy, you're now subscribed. Feel free to use the emotes that are available to you. Elizabeth, you were saying.
I have gone to all kid events and I've gotten invited, and I don't mind. But, yeah, I prefer, if I'm going to drink, I don't want children running around.
Mhm.
Sorry. It's kind of how I am.
It's just sometimes I don't want to filter myself. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Oh.
All right, I got another one. I got tons. All right. You know what really grinds my gears?
What?
People who don't wash their hands.
The older I get, the more
then
this bothers me.
Yes, and especially when they say, well, I don't pee on my hands. No kidding. Well, I certainly hope you don't. But the very fact that you would go into a bathroom and smell something, that means that there's particles in the air, urine particles, fecal particles, vomit particles, and they are now on you. And the fact that you wouldn't, in your touching surfaces, wouldn't stop the spread of disease by washing your hands is
Well,
It's
also you got to
ridiculous.
realize how filthy your phone is, how filthy your steering wheel is, how filthy opening the door is to wherever you work. By the way, Kennedy says, I have my kids buy my drinks now. Here's to Kennedy.
Yeah.
We'll drink to that one.
Next year.
Oh, yeah. So, of course, you'll have to hand them the money to do it, but whatever. Um,
I'd like to add to what Elizabeth
Yeah.
just said, though. What grinds my gears is public restrooms. You have to pull that filthy, dirty fucking handle to exit the restroom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why not just push the door to exit the restroom instead of having to pull that filthy, dirty handle?
Yeah. Pull it to get
Yep.
in. And besides, if there's a
I've even
fire,
seen some with like a metal foot thing that you
I've seen
push
that.
or you can pull on. Yeah.
I've seen that.
Well, some of them now, like Chick-fil-A's, they have the arm where you can put your arm through and pull it.
Right. Something else that helps is
Mm.
put a trash can right beside the door.
So,
So
Yeah,
I can
'cause
use
you-
what I can
yeah.
ride my hands with. I can open the door with that and drop it right in the trash can.
Yeah.
And Andrea
Or like Walmart, just leave them open.
has helped me with this mental issue, and by help me, I mean she's inflicted upon me. She one time mentions watching a teenager, or no, maybe it's an adult, I don't know, basically eating potato chips, licking their fingers, and putting their hand back in the bag.
Like,
And
they're yours now.
I tend to only eat out of potato chip bags that I know only Andrea and I have been in. Not even my own kid. I don't.
That only my penis
Well,
has
when
been in.
someone is a guest in your home and you're
Oh.
like, yeah, sure, you can have some, and they did that, and I'm like, nope, they're yours now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so,
with my
yeah.
son. I'm like, hey, pour them in a bowl. Have all you want. Pour them in a bowl though. This way they're yours. And but I see chips on the shelf with a clip on it. I'm like, I don't know who's been in them. They're gonna sit there, unless if I know it's just Andrea and I, because I don't know who picked their nose, who
He
scratched
doesn't
their
know
ass.
I lick each chip and put it back.
I watch
They're
her
all wet.
do this. She eats
Yeah,
Doritos.
he has. Just Pringles.
Pringles and Doritos. Couple comments. Kennedy says, yep. After being on the subway, one may want to wash one's hands. Countess Victoria says, we have one unisex individual bathroom at one of my jobs, and we had one guy leaving the freaking seat up all the time. We had to add, put the seat down to the bathroom rules. See, Victoria, I'm the guy that always puts the lid down because my cats like to play in water. And I want to know if their paws are wet, it's because they've been in the shower or the sink, not in the toilet. And the one time, one of my exes left the lid up, and I went into the bathroom middle of the night, and I lifted what I thought was the lid, and I went to sit down, and I hit water. She was woken up by my swearing as I dab at my nibbles with a washcloth because they're wet. And yeah,
Teabagging.
put the seat and the lid down. And by the way, putting that lid down helps stops that aerosol spray
that
of
sprays
pooping
in the
and urine
air, the shit and the piss and the
in
urine.
the same room we
Yeah,
keep our
Don't be
toothbrushes in.
nasty.
Yep.
How about when you're in a? It's always a public restroom because usually other people aren't in my bathroom at home.
Well,
That you know
When
of.
you can hear them on the phone in their little booth talking away, and then they come out, and I've seen nicely dressed women come out with the phone talking flush and just leave and not
Yeah.
even wash their hands or
Oh.
even think about washing their phone.
Ugh.
yeah, it's
Mm.
now we've got a couple minutes left. We're going to continue exactly what we're doing, but I just want to say one more time, thank you everybody for your subscriptions and your support. I truly appreciate all that shit, the bits, everything, and mostly just showing up. Thank you for just showing up and hanging out with us. Now, this is normally a VIP subscriber moderator only stream. In this case, it hasn't been, and it's worked out great. I appreciate that, but I hope to see all you back here next Monday.
Well, now everybody here is subscribers, right? We'll see you next
Pretty
week.
much. And don't forget, I do stream many times during the week, sometimes in the morning and evening. Tomorrow I should be on most of the day. I'm writing a whole book tomorrow. I have written 6 in the past week, and I'm continuing that with one final that I have planned that I can finish tomorrow. So feel free to join me. There's Tracy. Tracy, you've been here the whole time, just been quiet. Thank you, Tracy, for the bits. She showed us her biddies, but guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did.
How you doing?
So and there's Kennedy with his 3-month subscriber badge. Nice, nice. Don't forget Amazon Prime, guys. You can auto subscribe every month through Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime. Okay, I'm done. Elizabeth, you got one more on your list that we can wrap it up with and do a closing toast to?
People who love the heat and won't shut up about it.
They need to go to hell.
They need to go to hell.
Now tell me a little
But
more.
they'll like it.
Like
Oh my Ed.
I don't get along with the heat. I'm made for the winter. I'm made for cold.
That's when
I'm-
his camera went out. On my screen, if you guys see Twitch, Chris and Andrea has like disappeared for a second. Hold on, let me get them all
That's
back.
fine.
One second, guys. Hold on. Okay, let's get everybody back on into their places. There we go. Okay. Now, are you talking about people that just like always, I love to sunbathe, I love to tan, or
Oh, I just, they say, I get, it's like, oh, geez, you're looking a little run down. And I say, yeah, I really don't, I feel sick all summer long. And it's until it starts getting cold, do I feel a little better, fall.
Mhm.
Oh, I love the heat and I just love the sun and I la, 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 la. And then they go on and on. After I just told them I don't feel well and just
Heat miser.
fucking hate it. Them and early morning risers, they should die.
Oops.
They need a nap. Holy shit.
Victoria
Sorry.
says it's okay if they will invite me over to their pool, otherwise quit it.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, reset your
I mean,
camera
I
for me.
much prefer
Mhm.
the warm weather to the cold weather, but I don't like the excessive heat and or humidity. Really, it's the humidity.
I like
The fall is great.
I love autumn. Love it.
I
Favorite
love
time of year.
Mhm.
I love autumn also, but I like summer because it makes me appreciate the cold in the winter, and I like winter because it makes me appreciate not having to bundle up in the summer. So I enjoy all the seasons, but my favorite is the seasons where I'm comfortable the whole time and don't have to strip down or bundle up.
Well, I don't mind stripping down, but
There
yeah,
is that.
I love autumn.
How you doing?
I mean, I'd much rather be warm than cold. I mean, yes, I get the whole yeah, but you can only take off so many clothes. You can always put more
That's not
clothes on
true.
if you're cold.
Just make
And
sure
it's
there's
like-
no seagulls around.
See, I have no AC in my car right now, so when it's 106 and I'm driving to work for an hour on black leather seats, but I still don't go
In black
inside.
leather pants. What's your job again?
Well, I think everyone's built for a different temperature, right? And that's the amazing beauty of creatures and life and humanity. But going on and on about something doesn't make me feel any better.
I think that goes for
I like-
anybody that goes on about anything, whether it's I'm a vegan, I quit smoking,
Oh.
I'm CrossFit, whatever.
They have an
Thank you,
eating
Gary.
disorder.
It's, any of that. It's like we get it that you're proud of what you do. Elizabeth, we can get you talking about film. We can get me talking about writing or whatever. And damn it. Chris is a voice till it shows. Hey, Chris's camera, he's now a little bubble above your head. It's like you're thinking about him.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
And damn it, we're
it's
not.
because Chris isn't feeling well. It's affecting his technology.
Aw.
Yeah, that's it. My brother tried to poison me with agave. And
I think I managed to shake off my technological demons, and they've spread to others.
It has. It's our internet tonight. I'm going to reset my call real quick and we'll do the closing stuff. 1 second here. Just do that. Oh my goodness. By the way, Elizabeth, I want to point out it is probably the heat that is causing the problems with our internet, just so you know.
Did you wash your hands? Did everybody wash their hands?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yes.
Like I said, the older I get, the more
Uh,
I am definitely aware of that. Then I let the cats lick my
Well,
feet.
here's the thing that I don't understand. I wash my hands before I go to the bathroom
I
and
do
after
too.
at work or out in public
yeah.
because I don't want to touch all my stuff with dirty hands. 'cause
Mhm.
ew.
right.
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I know where they've
I'm
been,
with
and
you.
I don't want my junk exposed to what my face is exposed to.
It's not my junk, it's my treasures.
So do you like buried treasure?
Mm.
Booty, 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 booty.
Let's whip out a closing toast here. Besides, here's to grinding your gears. Maybe. There. Can you keep moving, Cat? Let's. What do we got here? It's not the daily increase, but daily decrease. Hack away at the unessential. Thanks to Bruce Lee. Remove the extra fat. Which I could sum up a lot of our bitching here. Get rid of the unessential people and we'll all be happier. That sounds illegal.
Yeah.
You guys have a great week. I don't know if I'll be back on in about 20, 30 minutes or not. I haven't decided, but I will be on all day tomorrow and then during the week, earlier in the day. Then I go to work and then I come back for the nightcap every night, usually around 9 o'clock Eastern. I pop on for a closing drink to the day. So I will see you guys later. Everybody say goodbye to everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Thanks for joining
Now
us
here's
for
some
your
music that
special
you guys can't hear.
shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the. Have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now raise your
Good to
glass
see
and
you
good
again,
cheer.
Devnall. Thanks
Enjoy
for
the
coming around,
small
man.
moments every day and steamy dreams every night.
Devnall showing back up, I think, is one of the things that put us over the top. And he says, have a groovy evening. All. Good night, Tracy. Good night, Gary.
Good night, Tracy.
Victoria.
Night, Tracy.
Bye, everyone else.